Yeah, I mean, just having two more opportunities to go down and tie the football game and not doing it. You got to be able to make that stuff happen, and we haven't done that enough this year. Yeah, I mean, you're just getting late in the season, and you're not gonna get these opportunities back. And that's a good football team, but we had chances and we didn't execute at the right time to win it. Obviously, it didn't go our way today. I have a lot to do with that myself, and so we'll go back and like I said, regardless of what happens the rest of this season, we'll give everything we have every snap and give ourselves the best chance to go out there and make a run.
Shut up, Brian.
Welcome to the pod. Welcome to Brian's World. I am your host, the ambassador of Kansas City's favorite son, Brian B. Shynin.
Shut up, Brian.
So blessed and honored to have you here with me, tapping into the pod this week because I realize you literally could have been somewhere else, anywhere else in the world, but you're spending some time with me. Love and appreciate you for that. I am not going to waste your time at all, and neither are the good folks at Foolish Club Media. Tap in to Foolish Club Media for all the Chiefs podcasts that we got cracking on and to keep you in the loop of what's going on in all the Chiefs Kingdom. You can listen in at Apple Podcasts, rate, subscribe, and review too. Share, tell a friend, and tell a friend at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube. And of course, while you're at YouTube and you got it open and you subscribe to Foolish Club Media, make sure that you subscribe to the B Shining page, to my page, Brian B. Shining, so you can tap in and check out everything with me, including Brian's World, which drops every single Wednesday on YouTube, as well as my Hustle and Shine in the morning content from Hot 103 Jams, beats, mixes, my R&B shining content, my motivational minute. It's random, but it's useful. At my YouTube page at Brian B Shining, at B Shining. Subscribe to it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna keep it real with you this week. About these Chiefs and where we stand. It's a lot to digest. It's a lot to get through, but we are gonna get through it, and it's gonna be a different winter here in Kansas City. Usually we're all decked out in red, and you know what I'm saying, we tapping into the Chiefs and that playoff push, but not sure if that's gonna happen. Not sure at all. Also, a farewell to MTV. It's changing. They're ending the music there at MTV. I got some very, very vivid, fond memories. Well, MTV is what, 44 years old? Yeah, it was made in 81, I believe. So it's been a long run, but I got a lot of thoughts about that. And of course, B Shiner's bets, and we're gonna tap in with a fit check.
I need to make sure that I give the guys an opportunity on those fourth downs to make plays, take full responsibility for that. Thought we could muster something up there, and I knew points were important. So, but that's my responsibility to make sure those work.
And right after the game, you said going for it in hindsight was wrong. I just wonder, after further reflection, leaving Patrick Mahomes out there on a 4th and 1, how you feel about that decision now, a few hours later, having a few hours to think about it.
Well, listen, I mean, we've been so good in that area, whether it was run or pass, and so I felt we were in a good position. I thought we had a good play. Again, I thought it was the right thing to do. Then this is terrible to say in a situation like this because we didn't win and we didn't get that, but I would probably do that same thing again. But I also know when you don't get them, it can be a problem, and especially when they're in that field goal range area. Very aware of that. But again, I thought the risk reward was right for that time. It slapped me in the face though, so it didn't go that way.
Where do we begin with these 2025 Chiefs? So many blunders this year. So many miscues, mistakes, drop passes, missed. It's been everything that you could think of with the Chiefs and where they are right now, standing 6-7. And I'm going to just start it off with the coaching decision. With Andy Reid going for it on 4th and 1.5 from your own 31. So let me get this straight. In a 10-10 tie ball game, with about 10 minutes left in the game, your defense is playing on fire, shutting everything that Houston is doing down. At this point, Houston, I believe, had 4 straight 3-and-outs to begin the second half. This was early in the fourth quarter. And you mean to tell me on your own 31, where you got to realize this is like a playoff game. We're playing field position here. And up to that point, Andy Reid had done a pretty good job of playing the field position game. Houston can't do anything at this point. I think it was a stat floating around saying they had ran 17 plays and got 18 yards or something like that in the span at this point. But to go for it on one and it ain't even that Andy Reid went for it. It is the play call. What we have been harping on all year long with this offense. Running out of shotgun. It's failed so many times this year. And yet, on the most pivotal play of the year to keep your playoff chances alive, you run the ball out of shotgun. It fails. And then on the next possession with Houston, Chris Jones misses a pivotal sack that would almost take them out of field goal range. They convert on the 3rd and long, and then the Texans score a touchdown. It's just been that type of year for this team, man. But it's self-inflicted. You see, there are many elements as to why we lost that game, but number one is Andy Reid and that decision because it switched the entire game around. Now, all of a sudden, Houston just needs to put together 31 yards to score a touchdown, and voila, they do. Now, all the momentum is on their side. The pass rushers now know, oh, yeah, we can go after Mahomes. We can go eat. So it changed the entire perplexity of their game. Now you stop the momentum on your own defense. Why not trust your defense that was balling at that point? Chris Jones was playing like a man possessed. He took that to me, that's taking the game into your own hands and making it happen. Him being a superstar, him being a Hall of Famer. He impacted the drive and the game immediately. 4 straight 3-and-outs. CJ Stroud in that third quarter was 0 for 8, 0 yards. And that was so when Chris Jones, I wanted to say that was all because of Chris Jones, but it wasn't. Because what Chris Jones does when he performs like that, and he's the leader that he is, everybody else gets a little juice in them. Everybody else gets a pep in their step. Now all of a sudden you got George Karlaftis going crazy. Ashton Gelati was going crazy for a second. We'll talk about him a little later on, along with some other Chiefs rookies. Even Omenihu was in there making a couple of plays. Mike Dana, you saw him making a couple of plays, man. And you don't trust that defense. Did y'all see Mahomes' face when that play call came in? And he knew it was some bullshit? Something out of shotgun, man. On 4th and short, I'll never understand it. It doesn't make sense. And I hate our run scheme so much. I do. If there is one. And it's not only that they run the ball out of shotgun, but they run it on such predictable terms. The defense knows exactly what the Chiefs be doing a lot of times, man. But our run scheme, it is non-existent. It's like they sprinkled the run in just to say that they run the ball. And then, they want to blame Mahomes sometimes with, oh, well, there are some runs in there, but they turn into passes. Running from under the center, bruh. It's successful. The Kareem Hunt run is statistically just as effective as the tush push. We got that in our arsenal, and we refuse to run it because we want to run out of shotgun or pistol or some bullshit. But speaking of Kareem Hunt, those skill position guys, they let Patrick Mahomes down again. Everybody did. Don't just blame Kelsey. Of course, he got the biggest drop because it was the one at the end. Rashee Rice, big drop on 4th and 5. Kareem Hunt, big drop on, I think that was 3rd and short. Noah Gray, he had 2 big drops on 3rd downs. The skill position guys let Patrick Mahomes down in a big way. I just think that sometimes we might be putting a little bit too much pressure on Mahomes. Because whenever you account for 76% of the entire team's total yards, that's a problem. And it's the highest rate by any quarterback on any team in the NFL. When Patrick Mahomes leads this team in rushing, the team loses. Going back to the no running scheme thing. But it just offensively, and of course the injuries were there with the offensive line. The offensive line wasn't, at least in pass protection, they weren't a problem. It definitely not as big as a problem as I thought that they would be going into this game. And unfortunately, Y.A. Morris injured his knees out for the season. But some of those guys on the rookie class was stepping up. Going back to Ashton Gelati, got him a sack. Noah Williams stepping in for Trent McDuffie as, he got injured on the first defensive series. And then the one rookie who is probably my new favorite rookie on this team, Esapole. Y.A. Morris gets hurt on like the first or second play of the game. 79 comes in. I don't know who this guy is. I've heard of his name and I've seen his name before, but I've like undrafted rookie. We had him in the preseason. We cut him. The Jets picked him up. We picked him back up off their practice squad. He was the most impressive player out there, besides Chris Jones, and Mahomes had some spectacular plays too. But Esapole, who filled in for left tackle on short notice, making his NFL debut, Danielle Hunter was held in check. Y'all didn't hear his name called at all by Chris Collinsworth other than critiquing him going up against Pole. And I'm wondering, I'm like, how in the hell the coaching staff didn't see that he was better than Y.A. Morris from the get-go? How they not see this? And it's one game, it's one sample size. But damn it, that's a hell of a sample size when it's on Sunday Night Football going against a Texas team who's fighting for their playoff life and trying to get into the playoffs too. It's a hell of a sample size. But we done seen what Y.A. Morris been doing the last 2-3 years. And it looked nothing like Pole. Nothing. Pole looked good out there at left tackle. So I had to point that out because his performance was outstanding. And just too bad the Chiefs couldn't capitalize on that. It's just the superstars of this team have constantly let this team down. Everybody from top to bottom is to blame for this. Veach for the lack of depth at some spots, especially the running back position. Andy Reid for that egregious play call for going forward on 4th and 1.5. And he's had some other ones too throughout the season. Mahomes, he's made a couple mistakes. Pick 6 versus the Jaguars. He's had a couple errant throws, an interception versus the Broncos in the second half when the Chiefs were in the red zone. He's had a great season, but he's had his miscues too. Chris Jones, him costing us a Chargers game, and then lollygagging against the Jaguars. Of course, Travis Kelce, we know what he's done, bumping into Xavier Worthy. And then the pick 6 against the Eagles was his fault as the ball tipped off his hands. And he drops the ball against the Texans, pops up in the air, they get interception. Everybody from top to bottom, including Harrison Butker.
Lord have mercy.
I am just shocked at how bad that this man has fallen off. His 8 missed kicks, which are 4 field goals and 4 missed extra points, they are tied for most in the NFL with 2 other kickers who have been released by their teams. I'm talking about one of the highest, if not the highest paid kicker in the NFL is doing this. And again, he adds on to costing us another game because you missed that field goal earlier in the game. Everybody from top to bottom. And Butker, I think he's the one that don't even justify his contract anymore. Because this ain't the first time that he was struggling last year too. Not this bad, but he was struggling. And so when I see the superstars and the faces of this team struggling like that, it makes me think about, damn, the wear and tear done finally got to this team, maybe. Maybe it's been way too many big games at way too many important times, and it's just taking its toll on this team. It's probably another season and a half worth of games that they put on their bodies, including with the extra 17th game now that we've had the past several years. But to be honest, y'all, like take a look at what you see with this team. They look a little tired. They look like they done been to 5 Super Bowls or however many it is in the past 6-7 years. To try and get up for each game and try and get your emotions together and the preparation, the recovery, man, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. It's taxing on your body. It's taxing on your family. And all of these Super Bowl runs, they have a cost. And the Chiefs have paid the price. And now you're seeing the results of burning a candle at both ends, man. They look a little tired in the post-game conferences. Of course, all athletes are going to be tired after those, but it just seems like there's just an extra amount of wear and tear on the Chiefs that is not on the other teams. But a longer offseason would serve this team some good. The off seasons, there are always, when you win a Super Bowl, you're constantly playing in February every single year. Those off seasons are way shorter than when you're done playing at the end of December. The recovery is shorter. Let's say that you need a couple of surgeries to get, something right. Say you need to clean up a knee or you need to clean up an ankle or, something, whatever. You ain't got that much time between the middle of February and shit. What, mini camp starts in like May? All season training activity starts in like April. So we talking about year after year. Since 2018, they played deep into the playoffs. AFC Championship game. Year after year after year after year. Your all season doesn't start until February. I don't know. This year might be seeing some Chiefs in the Pro Bowl games, y'all. It was only a matter of time, man. NFL football is a humbling game, and it catches up with everybody. I can tell you this, depending on where the Chiefs, and there ain't no depending on, I think big changes are coming regardless. They're coming to this coaching staff and roster because I know that Clark Hunt is pissed. And now that he done got a little taste of winning, he don't want that to stop. He can't brag at the owners' meetings now. Not this year. He can't. So Clark Hunt is pissed. And whatever changes need to be done or whatever that Veach and Andy Reid recommend, I'm sure he'll be on board with. But with this coaching staff, and they got some big decisions coming up with this roster. You got McDuffie with a contract coming up that you got to resolve. You got Rashee Rice in his situation, his contract you need to resolve because his rookie deal is about to be up. And then the cap, the Chiefs are that back is against the cap. You got the Kelsey decision looming. It's going to be a totally different looking football team, and it needs to be it needs to be several changes because what you saw against the Texans was a microcosm of the 2025 Chiefs. Bad coaching decisions, drop passes, penalties, no run scheme, missed blocks, bad throws, allowing third and longs, again, allowing more third and longs, can't force turnovers, missed field goals, missed opportunities. That game was what the Chiefs are in 2025. Pure definition of it. And then, like, with all of this that's happened, with the Chiefs losing their last 4 out of 5, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. It's a slim chance, but it is a chance. First off, the Chiefs just have to win out. Can't lose anymore. Along with the Chiefs winning out and becoming 10-7, the Chargers got to go 2-3. They have to have at least 3 more losses coming down the stretch. And the Colts have to go 2-2. And they got the Seahawks, Niners, Jaguars, and Texas on the way. So, with all of that happening, the Chiefs still have a legit chance to make these playoffs. But regardless, if they do, like I said on the pod a few weeks back, what are they going to do? Allow Bo Nix to get more third and long conversions? Allow Josh Allen to get those 3rd and 8s? Have a penalty at the most inopportune time? Monday was a sad morning. And Sunday night was between Sunday night and Monday morning, it was sad in Kansas City. And I'm sure everybody woke up feeling like shit, knowing that, the Chiefs are, this close from being eliminated to the playoffs. But I know when I see a window closing on something or when a chapter is ending. You all seen it. We've all experienced it. I think it's up to us to know when to accept when the window is closing. And y'all, I think that this version of the Chiefs, that window is definitely shutting closed. It's the first team in NFL history. Just look back on them. The first team in NFL history to win back-to-back Super Bowls and then play for a third. No other team came as close to the Chiefs in NFL history as becoming 3-peat champions. Second team in NFL history to reach 7 straight conference title games. And won 3 NFL championships in 5 years. The run was great, and we should appreciate what we've just experienced. But you got to know when the end is here. And yeah, I can't wait to see what the next version of this Chiefs team looks like. Because for 2025, mock draft season has come super early for our Chiefs.